Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. In this video I will be organizing my embroidery floss. As you can see, I have a ton of embroidery floss and it's kind of getting hard to keep track of everything. Here I have an organizer, and to be honest with you, I thought this organizer was going to hold a lot more embroidery floss than it looks like it's going to hold. So for this video, I am going to be focusing on just my green embroidery floss. So as you can see, some of these green embroidery floss, they have a number on them, but the ones on the left, they're not referenceable, so I'm not able to look up the number and purchase more of that color. But the ones on the right, their numbers are referenceable, so I am able to look up that number and purchase more of it. So for these embroidery floss, I'm going to be using their numbers to label the spool. So I'm just spinning my embroidery floss around the spool here until I've wrapped all of it around it. And I'm done with the first spool here. I'm just putting that into the organizer. And I'm just gonna go ahead and label the next embroidery floss here. So for this specific color, I had two spools of floss, so there they are. And then the next color had 4 of them, and then another set of 4 for the next set of colors. While I was doing that, I realized I put the wrong numbers on some of the spools, so I just took a little paper towel with some alcohol on it to wipe off the numbers. And I continued spooling the rest of the floss until I was done with these. Something you may have noticed while I'm spooling these embroidery floss is that they are darker green tones. So I know I have a lot of embroidery floss, but I found it necessary to purchase a few of these green individual embroidery floss. And that's because I use a lot of green embroidery floss in my pieces, and oftentimes it's the darker green shades that I use a lot more of. And so I run out of those first. So as you can see here, the embroidery floss from that Ziploc bag, most of them are light green, medium green shades. And so that you won't find any of the dark green shades because I've used them all up. So I'm going to try and group these by similar colors so that's easier for me to spool them together and then keep them together in the organizer. Then I went ahead and split them into 3 groups so it would be easier to tackle. And so here I am numbering the spool. And as you can see, I've just come up with like a custom numbering system for these since their numbers are not referenceable. So I'm just using letter abbreviations for like light green, medium green, and dark green shades while I'm organizing these. And while I was doing this, I realized that I had no clue that I had so many chartreuse base shades, but they're just so beautiful. For this next shade, I also couldn't believe I had 8 spools of the same color. And here I am finally spooling on my last embroidery floss for this set of green. And I'm finally done. And I decided to go ahead and just flip all the spools onto their sides so it's easier to see the color instead of looking at the numbers first. And then I had a little bit of empty space left, so I just decided to put my empty spools here to store them in here. And with that, that is my completed green embroidery floss organizing. I'll see you in the next video. Bye!